going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a pretty smooth night. Welcome back to SG Sports. Your boy Smooth. I'm here with my guy Guru.
What's
First
going on,
episode of the
everybody?
year. You already know, man. So yeah, new year, new me. I don't want to come across as too fake, but let me
I'm
ask you, bro.
crying.
Let me ask you, bro. What's the biggest goal you got set for yourself moving forward this year? What you want to get accomplished?
Um, this is gonna be my biggest air mileage year yet. I think the most trips I've had in a year was just three. Trying to do at least 5 trips this year. I'm trying to, I got places to be and things to do.
I
And
hear that.
not all just just vacation. I'm trying to see some things. I'm a big historian, so I do want to go to some historical places. Just yeah, these trips are for I don't know. I won't dive too deep in, but yeah. Time to travel. Time to travel. What
I
about
hear that.
yourself?
I hear that. I
What's your
like
goals
that.
this year?
I like that idea for sure, man. Mine's is kind of similar. I think I did a pretty good job last year of, building a foundation for how I want to live my life and have a lifestyle. So this year is kind of just to build on it, man. Like stay disciplined with my diet, workout regimen, and stuff like that. And then the thing that I want to add this year though is I want to start my online fitness coaching business that I've been talking about starting since about July of last year, but like everything,
Okay.
bills and stuff like that have kind of like kept me from doing what I wanted to do. So like now it's like really time to lock in and get right. So I think this is the year that, I put it all together and I finally get it, on the road and I start seeing them results that I'm looking for. So that's my biggest
Everyone,
goal.
download the Smooth Fitness app link down below.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
You
Oh yeah,
mind?
it's coming for real. We working on that for real, man. Because you know, fitness is a lifestyle. It's not just a thing I do for fun. Like, nah, it's just a lifestyle thing for me for sure.
That's what's
But
up.
yeah. So before we get to our actual topics this evening, we had a incident that happened Monday of last week where a football player, Damar Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills, he's a safety, 6th round pick. uh, had to be resuscitated, and the medical staff had to perform CPR to revive that man. Uh, our thoughts and prayers were with him. Uh, Currently, he is still in critical condition, but making significant progress. And I just want to take this time to, say that I'm thankful that everything seems to be headed in the right direction for him to where like he'll be able to live again. I think they said all his neurological functions are excellent at this moment, which is incredible because I mean, if I'm not mistaken, they said they were performing CPR on the field for about 10
On
minutes.
the
So
field.
yeah, on the
Yeah.
field for 10 minutes. And me being, a first responder, I know the longer that people are performing CPR is like the longer it goes, normally it means the less likely of survival. Or if there is survival, there's going to be damage to the lungs or brain, like brain trauma and stuff like that that leads to a person not being able to live a healthy, fruitful life. So
Yeah.
it sounds to me like Demar's, in great care, and it sounds like he'll be able to come out of this being able to live again. Let's not even talk about football, but like just, being able to live and enjoy life on his own without having, somebody breathe or something breathe for him rather. But
Yeah.
your thoughts, Guru?
Um, I mean, it's kind of unfortunate that, sometimes things like, this has to happen in order for people to feel the humane aspect of the sport of football. It really is, two human beings, running, colliding with each other, at very high speeds. Humans are not supposed to do that, right?
Right.
But they do it for, a living, entertainment, and I mean, it's a sport. It's a sport, and millions of people love it. Again, I thoughts and prayers are with Damar Hamlin. Um, yeah, very, very unfortunate situation. Yeah, yeah, definitely praying for him. Glad he was tweeting and it's crazy how the last Bills game played out with the two kick returns.
Naheem
Like,
Hines, yeah.
yeah, that was beast. Like, so and he was tweeting, during the game. So yeah, hopefully things are, trending in the right direction for Demar. Praying for that kid.
For sure, man. Prayers up, prayers up, you know. All right, so now, you know, we'll jump into our topics now. So now moving forward, that the playoff picture is pretty much set now with the final game just wrapping up, you know, our time. Packers unfortunately losing to the Lions, meaning that Seattle is in for the seventh spot in the NFC. My question to you is, who do you have winning the Super Bowl and why?
Oh yeah, this is Super Bowl, like the whole thing.
Yes, sir.
Jesus. Oh man. Oh man. So I was going through the brackets and like, I came down to my two teams, right? So I mean, I have who I want and who I think is gonna, make it. So in the AFC, like, I'm a Joe Burrow guy. Like I really
Okay.
I believe in Joe Cool, but I'm looking at their path to the playoff and start with Baltimore. Then, if they win that, I think they have to then go to Buffalo. And then after Buffalo would then, be who I'm predicting Kansas City. I think that's just, super long road. So I'm thinking Kansas City gets there. And then
Hmm.
I'm kind of going favorites. I'm thinking Kansas City. I'm thinking Eagles because I think the Eagles are really, really dominant team too.
Okay.
Um, and then if you put those two teams in a Ooh, I'm gonna go Eagles. I'm gonna go Eagles. I'm
Ooh,
gonna go Eagles.
okay.
The
I
reason why
like
I'm gonna go Eagles is because I think Jalen Hurts will take better care of the football. I
than
like
Patrick
that Eagles
Mahomes.
defense than Patrick Mahomes. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, than Patrick Mahomes. They'll run the ball better and they'll play better defense. I think they win time of possession. So I'll probably yeah. I think I'm taking Eagles. That's kind of crazy, but yeah, I got the Eagles.
Yeah, you definitely made some interesting points for sure, man. I was with you in the beginning though, because the team I got winning it all, and I know that path is tough, but I got the Bengals
So
winning
cool.
it all this year, bro.
I'm not
Like,
mad at it.
I just love Cincinnati from a team building standpoint. Their team is just the most, I feel, balanced offensively, defensively. Special teams is good enough. They have a kicker that, you know, in clutch moments I feel will hit
But
good, you know, 52-yard field goal if it comes down to it. But like you mentioned it, man, Joe Cool, one of, if not the most clutch quarterback in the playoffs, other than Tom Brady, of course. Like,
yeah,
you throw that, and I feel Cincinnati's defense is vastly underrated because they don't have, you know, a
a big name.
iconic playmaker on there other than maybe Jesse Bates, but like, you know, everybody kind of else, you know, just flies under the radar. But you know, they got some real good football players on that defensive side of the ball. And
They're
then
good enough. Yeah,
yeah, then when I touched on it, you know, offensively, if they have to ground and pound you, they got Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine. And then
Ron.
if they got to throw the ball over your head, they got Chase, they got Tyler Boyd, they got T Higgins. So it's like you we can slice and dice you however we want to do this. Like it don't matter. Now the only thing
Yeah,
that does concern me a little bit is the path that they're gonna have to take. Unfortunately, you know, because of circumstances, they had a chance to be the one seed had they beat Buffalo and Kansas City lost, but they, you know, that's fine. But I just believe that when it comes down to it, like balance is the key to being able to win January, you know, in February football. You can't be a one-sided team because it, it's gonna come a point in time where defense is going to be able to slow that one side thing down, and you gotta have to have a counterpunch. And I just feel like the
yeah,
Chiefs, they don't run the ball consistently enough to give me the confidence to say, like, okay, if Mahomes isn't on point, that they can overcome it. Josh Allen, the same thing. Like I've seen it over the last few days, and I know it's a popular pick right now. I actually thought Buffalo was going to win it maybe about 3 weeks ago, but like I've just watched them play, and I just see more and more holes in the team because if Josh Allen isn't playing Superman, I feel as if like their offense isn't really that creative, that they're just unstoppable. It's the element of when Josh is running and on the move where, you know, he's making these wild plays that makes them like, oh, like you think like, oh yeah, they're one of the best teams in the league, which they are, but it makes you think that their offense is a lot better. But if you can find a way to take away Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis has, I don't feel Gabe Davis has made the leap to, you know, that clear cut number two that's just a dog. he has games where he flashes, but then sometimes he kind of disappears. So that's my concern with them. So I would have to say the Bengals is my team.
To piggyback on the point that you made about Superman Bowl, I think that's what's influencing my Super Bowl pick with Jalen Hurts. They don't require Jalen Hurts to be Superman, right? Like they make a lot of the on schedule plays. So and again, he takes care of the football. They run the ball well. That's good defense. Um, yeah. So
I'm not mad at
I
the
agree.
pick, man, for sure. If I had to choose a team in the NFC, I'd probably still roll with the Niners because they've just been the most complete team from I feel like week 7 beyond. And I
Look, I
know
think
I know it's the Brock Purdy thing. Like
yeah, I
they
think I think the Purdy five gotta run out eventually. That's why I
that's
can't pick him to go to
that's
the
the
Super
only thing
Bowl.
that honestly scares me about it. And I have this like philosophy of teams that come into the playoffs on long win streaks tend to tend like something tends to go wrong. Like
Exactly.
the Niners have won 10 straight football games and they're on the third string quarterback. Like eventually something is going to go wrong. And they
Yeah,
like it's just the law of averages in football. I don't care how great of a football team. You're not just gonna keep winning all these games. Eventually something is gonna go wrong. So
yeah.
that's the one thing that scares me. But I just love the roster, man. Like that's the most complete team in the NFC by far, I think. And they're doing this with a third string quarterback. If you gave them, a top 10 quarterback, like I think it would be no contest who's the favorite. But yeah, I got Cincinnati winning it all this year, man. They gave the Rams a push last year. I think they get over the hump this year.
I support Joe too.
All right, man. So transitioning from that topic, it's the end of the season. So I think it's about time we get into the accolades, man. Starting with the MVP award. Who's your MVP winner?
My MVP for this NFL season would have to be Patrick Mahomes. Um, he's on rolling Patrick Mahomes. The three ones. First in yards,
Mm-hmm.
5,200, I think 250, some 5,200 for sure. First in touchdowns, 41, might be more after today. And number one seed.
Yep.
Right? So 3 months. I think that's just I think it's simple. Without Tyreek Hill, like and that's been the that's been the whole thing. Like what is gonna look like without Tyreek Hill? First. It's still gonna be first. So that's the MVP of the season. I mean, you've seen the plays that he's made. I mean, he definitely still has, if you make a highlight tape of it, it's the best things you'll see of all season. Like he still has the ridiculous plays. Um he doesn't make I mean, he has 12 interceptions on the year, but like I mean, I don't know. Patrick Mahomes, it never feels like he's the reason, the Chiefs are losing the game, but always the reason why they're winning
You
the
win.
game. So, that's my MVP for this season, Patrick Mahomes.
Guys, he literally took everything. Like I'm talking about, like he took all my notes. Like that's exactly who I have. Same reasons, the three ones. Uh, I really can't add much more. I mean, the narrative. Oh, people thought Tyreek Hill was a major reason why he was the guy he was, and he said, "Nah, hold my beer, I got this." So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't have nothing to add, guys. He just basically said what I said. So, Patrick Mahomes. All right, so moving on. I'm pretty sure he's gonna steal everything I got for this one too. Let's go
Damn,
to offensive player of the year.
damn. So it's very possible because you like this guy a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I'm telling you, guys, I know it. I already know.
124 receptions on the season. I mean, Justin
The
Jefferson. I
gritty
mean,
god himself.
he's crazy. He's crazy. Like and I mean, no slight to Kirk Cousins, but I mean, it's just what Kirk Cousins like. I mean, JJ, like, you need to send double attention his way. Like, he can't be caught at 101. His
No.
routes is nasty. Like, I mean, I don't know, because Devontae Adams is still playing at a very, very high level. Like, so it's very hard to like, put him ahead of Tay, but like he's so like right there. And then Jamar Chase is, I don't know. We're talking
Sneaky,
about we're talking about this season
sneaky.
though. We're talking about this season. Justin Jefferson, phenomenal season. First in receptions, first in yards, 1,700 yards on the season. Um, yeah, hopefully he's gonna make some plays in the playoffs. So yeah, that's the offensive player of the
I
year.
mean, the one-handed catch against Buffalo on fourth down, like, come on, man. Like,
They put him in MVP conversation after that
right,
catch.
right, exactly. So like you can't really say like, okay, we kind of have transitioned to where MVP is basically a quarterback award unless somebody has like a ridiculous season. So I gotta go
Yeah.
with JJ as well. I mean,
Um,
you just said it all again. So yeah, I think we might have a different person for this next topic. So who
uh,
do you have for defensive player of the year?
Now this was not easy. Like this was not easy because I can make a case for so many guys.
Oh, this is
Um,
easy for me. But if I want to hear this,
all right, so I kind of went like not dark horse like, but viable candidate defensive player of the year. Um, Max Crosby. Um,
wow.
yeah, Max Crosby on the Raiders. Now I know Raiders, not much team success, but when you talk about defensive value to the team, like first off, he can line up anywhere. They have him in defensive end. He lines up all across the front. He's getting to the quarterback. That's 12 and a half sacks from the season, right? He's top 10 in sacks. 88 tackles total, right? So he's stop and run as well. So, I mean, and then just that, like, the leadership, you can't, you don't want a one-on-one block Max Crosby. That's a chip block with a tight end. That's, help with a running back. Um, I think, yeah, he changes the game. And then again, like he gets to the quarterback, from multiple spots, not just then. Sometimes he gets, the interior rush, and then, so yeah, that's because I made a lot of cases for a lot of people for this reward, but I decided to go with Max Crosby. I'm curious to know who you want, who
That's
you went with.
interesting. I thought you was gonna go a couple different ways. I was expecting the Michael Parsons. I was expecting,
Hey,
surprisingly,
that's too easy. It was too
I'm
easy.
pretty
Yeah,
sure
give
you
it
got
to
him as your defensive rookie of the year with Sauce Gardner. Uh,
nah.
but my defensive player of the year, and I don't think it's really close. I think it's Nick Bosa, man. Nick Bosa was
Mhm.
first in the league in sacks, high pass rush win rate, and he is him and Fred Warner are the two driving forces of the best defense in football in the 49ers. And I think they're a big reason why the Niners have went on this 10-game win streak like we talked about earlier. Because when you can line Nick up on the left or right side, and I have seen him rush a little bit from the three technique spots sometimes, not often, but when you can move a guy around like that, kind of like how they do with Crosby, and him be that effective, forget
Yeah,
about it, man. So like, I I just think Nick Bosa has to win the award just because he was a part of the best defense and he was first in the stat that everybody loves to idolize. When it comes to with sacks, excuse me. So it's like, yeah,
yeah. So, and that's why, so Nick Bosa 17 and a half sacks in the season. That's why I didn't go, and I'm glad because that would have been what 3 for 3 if I would have
yeah,
went with Nick
yeah, for sure.
Bosa. So it's good. But another person I was looking at was Chris Jones with 15 and a half sacks on the
He
season. Like
he's absolutely had a great year. That's a great one.
Chris Jones is crazy. Like he's had I want to say, not that people don't respect Chris Jones' name, but like if Aaron Donald never got hurt and had that kind of season, like he'd be, in the defensive player of the year conversation. I mean, he's gonna be in that conversation every year, but
Regardless, yeah,
yeah, but yeah, 15 and a half sacks because he is primarily
three
nose guard,
technique,
three tech.
yeah.
So yeah,
Hmm.
that was, super impressive. So yeah, yeah. It can go to Bosa. It could Max Crosby. I wouldn't be mad at but yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out Chris Jones as well.
For sure. All right, man. So we're gonna transition to offensive rookie of the year. I already know this one. Yeah.
Yo, the rookie, like come on, like
I
and
already
you gonna
like
say it's biased? You can say it's biased, but bro, it's really not. It's really not biased. Okay, Kenneth Walker, great season, great season. You know, started off injured, and then sorry, don't have the Kenneth Walker stats on hand, but you see Garrett Wilson even in this week 18 game that means nothing. Oh my God, bro! Like he looks just, bro. He looked like one of them. He look. I don't want to call him Justin Jefferson, but like, bro, the routes is slippery.
Shifty, start,
The
stop.
after the catch,
Yeah.
like he got the dead leg. Like it's like he's legit, like a legit, like he's the number one receiver. Like in his rookie year, 74, I think it's probably 80 after this game. Receptions, 1,100 yards on the season, only 4 touchdowns, playing with four different quarterbacks. Um, what is Garrett Wilson selling with a consistent, top 10, top 15 quarterback? So um, that's my offensive rookie of the year, Garrett Wilson. Unbelievable season. Yeah, really, 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 really great talent. Who you got?
Yeah. I hate to do this, but I agree with you, man. Again, like Garrett Wilson, and coming into today, I had Garrett Wilson as my rookie of the year offensive, but had the Packers won today, I would have switched to Christian Watson because I know he got off to an absolute shit start, but his evolution and his level of confidence growing over the Packers win streak was like it was the
Admirable.
sole reason why they were able to look like somewhat of an offense because he added that
Yeah.
element of a deep threat and somebody that can stretch the field for this offense that was so compacted, whereas they run the ball and they throw nothing but short passes. So when you threw him in there, it gave them another dimension. And as far as impact, like that's what a rookie of the year award I felt like I could have awarded to, but unfortunately they did end up losing tonight. So I gotta stay with Garrett Wilson, man. You touched on the stats. He went over 1,000 yards as a rookie. Clearly showed that he has the ability to be a number one with poor level quarterback play. So it's like, come on, man. You get him with a top 10, even maybe a top 12 quarterback. Like, what does Garrett Wilson look like year two? Year two, continues to work on getting that NFL body. What's that gonna look like? So I agree. Garrett Wilson is the guy for me. And last but not least, as far as from a award standpoint, I know this answer for him already, but who is the defensive rookie of the year for you?
The Sauce Award?
The Sauce Award.
You talking about the Sauce Award?
Get, get your dip. It's the Sauce
Bro,
Award.
it's really not much to discuss here. I mean, now let's give credit to Tyreek Woolen, 6 interceptions.
I was gonna
It's
say
proud.
he low key had. I'm not gonna say just as good a year because teams were more willing to try him than they were Sauce, but he's definitely gonna be one of them ones too.
bro.
Definitely.
Bro, it's the Richard Sherman Reeves conversation, right? When like Reeves had that year when he had most deflections in the year in the league, but Sherman had the most interceptions, and Sherman's like, well, clearly I'm the best corner in the league now. So it's that all over again. People don't throw in Sosa's direction.
Yeah.
Um, and when they do, it's an incomplete pass. Or when they do, it's in front of them, and then try to yards after catch. Balls don't get completed over Sauce Gardner's set. It's really sickening to see it so early on. Cause I'm like, damn, we got to pay this guy a lot of fucking. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like now, he does, sometimes, he get a little grabby, a little grabby after the 5 yards. We all see that. But hey, they don't call it. They don't call it. Well, will they call it on him more next season? We'll see. But yeah, unbelievable season. I think he leads the league as a rookie in passes defended with 20 plus probably after this game today. Um, pass rating allowed is best in best in the league. I think it's like 45 or something like that. Yeah, yeah, it's Sauce Gardner. It's a Sauce Award,
I hear you,
and you
man.
agree.
No, actually, I'm going in a different direction. My rookie of the year, and this is just because I'm taking impact into the equation for why I'm not just going off who had the best season. I'm giving it to Aiden Hutchinson because I watched him come in. Detroit Lions, their defense still isn't the greatest, but he had 2 sacks tonight, so I think that put him at 9.5. 3 interceptions from the defensive lineman's perspective, and impact once again. Detroit is the second worst team last year to now they are a winning football team. I think I kind of got to give him a bit of the credit when it comes to defensive impact because those turnovers and those sacks have led to more opportunities for the Lions offense to get out on the field and, do some of the amazing things that they were able to do this year. So I'm going Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, Sauce had the best individual year out of all the rookies, but when I equate impact to everything, like I gotta go more with Aiden Hutchinson rather than Sauce because I mean the Jets got out to a hard start, but the minute that they started losing dudes like Brees Hall and ABT who play offense, that's when the Jets fell apart because the defense still was playing great, but it's just those guys left, and now all of a sudden the Jets were a completely different football team. So based off impact, I'm going Aiden Hutchinson.
We want to give Kayvon Thibodeau a shout out for sure. KT was tough all year.
I think
And
KT. I think KT
Trayvon
is.
Walker.
Yeah, Trayvon Walker. He flies for sure. I think KT is gonna have a great year next year. He a lot of times he would have plays where he's about this close from getting a sack or this close to making a play on somebody. I think off season training, getting stronger. I think next year is when we're gonna start seeing some of them plays where them almost's become actualities. So I'm really excited to see where things take him. But moving on to our last topic of the night, we're gonna shift out of football, hop into some basketball. I know you're a big Lakers fan. Things weren't looking too good for you guys early in the season. I believe you started off 2-10, but now here the Lakers go without Anthony Davis, have winning 5 of the last 7 games and are 2 games under 500 after beating the Sacramento Kings Saturday night. What to you has been the biggest reason why they've been able to turn this thing around?
I mean, the answer it really is LeBron James.
I mean,
Like
come on,
that,
like
that really is the answer, right? LeBron James is playing at a outstanding. It's year 20. Like it's year 20. I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm a Kobe fan, right? So let's get that out the way, right? So to see what's going on, right? Because we seen Kobe at the later part of his like, it was like, we love Kobe taking shots. I was like, damn, we know that shit probably not gonna go in. LeBron, I got last 10 games. 56%. 56%. He's averaging 34, 7, and 7 on 56% shooting. Now the 3-point percentage is a
oh
little
yeah,
bit in the gutter.
yeah. LeBron three
Mhm.
ain't been hitting this year. It been off.
Yeah, so that, and then the free throws that can always be worked on. But bro, like he is dominating basketball games every time he's on the floor. So the answer is LeBron James, and then we have to give credit to like the role. I don't want to call them players because they're gonna be, because I think the Lakers will make the playoffs, so he's gonna be key essential, pieces. Thomas Bryant, you know,
I
I
was
saw
gonna
him,
touch on him in my part of the discussion. Just to give you a stat, Thomas Bryant since Christmas has been averaging 19 points and 12 rebounds on an extremely high field goal percentage. He's been really efficient. Russell Westbrook since the swap over has definitely stabilized the second unit as far as bringing that healthy balance of scoring and playmaking. His assists are not his assists, his turnovers are down this year, which has been another significant thing for the Lakers because Russ has been able to give you some of those, pushing the tempo and fast break points without having the bonehead turnovers that put you behind the 8 ball so bad. So I think that
right,
those two contributing factors, other than obviously LeBron averaging 37, 38 points a game since his birthday, it's like when you got those guys playing the way they've been playing mind you, all this without your, some people say the best player. I still think LeBron's better than AD. Uh,
Yeah,
so
we thought it was gonna turn over there. No,
yeah, but it's like
no.
it's hard. It's hard because AD just can't stay healthy, man. Like if he can give me a whole season where it's like, oh, he missed anywhere from 4 to 10 games. All right, I'll take that. But this, oh, he's out 2 months. Like that's the shit that kills me with him. But
Yeah, yeah,
if y'all can be treading around where you're at right now, 500, maybe even over when he comes back. I'm not saying championship is inbound, but like that should definitely wake the Western Conference up where it's like, oh wait, hold on. We gotta worry about them old guys again because they're figuring it out.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, yeah. Like I'm thinking LeBron playing at this level, and then I mean AD right before he went out, he was from the 40.
Right.
Like AD was going crazy, crazy too. Braun just had back-to-back 40 games, 47 and 43 against Charlotte in Atlanta. Um, I want to mention Dennis Schroeder, whatever, Schroeder,
Another one.
however you say
Yeah.
his
Dennis
name.
Schroeder. Yeah.
Yeah. Man that retired, Shelvin Mack, but we'll get to that another day. Um, bro, he averages 12 points on the season. You know that, bro? 12 points.
Mm.
But he can go off for 30 at any time, apparently.
Oh yeah,
Right?
I know. He
I
went
mean,
on for 32 against when he played the Heat. When
right.
LeBron didn't play and my team laid an egg, I was so upset about that, man. So
So
upset.
I'm kind of like, I'm like, okay, this is like he's kind of fulfilling that like J.R. Smith kind of role. Is like, the get a bucket guy, get a bucket, kick out, get a bucket. So liking that, everyone loves Austin Reeves. Max Christie's,
Mm.
the team is looking all right. We playing really good right now. Hopefully AD comes back at a really good time and we can, I don't want to, predict playoffs, just yet. I need to see how shit falls in, but yeah. So happy how we're playing right now. So
Yeah,
happy.
I feel you on that 100%, man. I think the Lakers are heading in the right direction. I don't foresee them making a big time move though, unfortunately. Because apparently they've been notified by front office not to look to trade those 20, those two draft picks that you have in 2027 and 2029, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of gonna limit you guys, and you're gonna have to roll with the crew you got. But I mean, who knows, man? Y'all catch a couple breaks here and there. Like it's the playoffs. We talking about LeBron and AD versus a bunch of kids in Memphis, and I mean, the only team that has any real, playoff experience is the Warriors. The
I am only
Clippers,
scared of the Warriors.
the
I'm only
Clippers,
scared of the
they're injury prone just like you guys. So it's
pack,
like, yeah,
pack, pack them up. Pack them up. We would as long as the roster is healthy, we beat the Clippers. It's the Warriors we have to worry about. It's the Warrior kids. It's always and will be the Warrior kids. And then once we're not gonna look at the East. We're not gonna look at the East.
I hear you on
Giannis,
that, man. I really
Giannis
do.
is scary.
Yeah, yeah. The East, I mean, Boston. I'm not smelling it with Milwaukee this year. Maybe I'm being biased because Giannis didn't cost me a couple betting tickets, but I just don't. I'm not rocking with Milwaukee this year. I think something's off. Middleton isn't right yet. And Holiday's been pretty inconsistent. He has big games and then he has real quiet games for sure. But
Kyrie.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry because Brooklyn is definitely here. They got lucky yesterday. They got lucky last game though against my Heat boys. Jimmy Butler was clearly fouled on that last drive to the hoop that would have probably won the game because he would have had two free throws and we were down by one. But whatever, Brooklyn came out on top. They've been playing a really great basketball. Kyrie's been really focused and not, caught up with all the ancillary things that come along with basketball and outside of basketball, which in turn has made the team happy and Kevin Durant happy. And Kevin Durant happy, hoops. So, but that's gonna do
Definitely
it for
going
this
to.
episode, man. Of SG Sports. It's been a pleasure again, my guy. First episode of the new year. I'm excited to continue this thing and build and hopefully you guys continue to enjoy this content. Um, we're gonna try and bring it to you as much as possible. So like, comment,
Sure.
subscribe, show love. SG Sports signing out.
Until next time. G.